Shalom. Peace be with you. Welcome and thank you for coming. This is your daily dose of elevation, leveling up your spirit one stream at a time. Today we're talking about the table, the heart, and the holy on appetite, devotion, and sincere nearness to the divine. Before we get started, I always like to share some music with you. So we're going to do that now while everybody trickles in. We got some new songs today for you. And we're also going to have a guest presenter, one of my supporting friends and sisters from Phi Theta Kappa, did a wonderful speech, and we're going to listen to that at some point today as well, because we support those who support us, and the cycle continues. So the first song we're going to play is The Hunger of the Heart. With my wings of the animal, defeated without let's go, let's go. So I lay down on the opportunity, each one is love. Oh my God, nothing else become a place. Only love, we do love, but the home. I tasted like pleasure, but the sweet never stay. The truth is until I am. The silence of the soul. The sound, the sound is lost in the heart and all the and the soul. Life is what you only found when the sun. Sometimes we hunger and we think we can fill that hunger with food or drink or drugs or nicotine or company or stuff. But really, the only thing that can fill that void is the divine. We touched a little bit on it yesterday, but it's a thread that continues every day, that we are connected to the divine, and the divine wants that connection with us. Pardon the chilliness today, a little cold. The table, the heart, and the holy, an appetite, devotion, and sincere nearness to the divine. There's an old line from Montesquieu, half humorous, half tragic, that says, "Lunch kills half of Paris, supper the other half." It's a joke, yes, but like many jokes, it hides a wound. It points to the way human beings can be consumed by their own consumption. We eat so much, want too much, demand too much, and then wonder why our spirit feels heavy. We fill our hands and empty our hearts. We feed our appetites and starve our soul. And yet, across every tradition, the divine keeps whispering, there's another way to live. So I'm all discombobulated today, a little late getting on this sermon. But there is another way to live, closer to the divine. The Apostle Paul, writing to the Colossians, sorry, again, glitchy this morning, just a little. The Apostle Paul, writing to the Colossians, gives us one of the simplest and hardest instructions ever spoken. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievance you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Forgiveness is not an appetizer, it's the main course of spiritual life. It is the bread that keeps the soul alive. But forgiveness requires a heart that is not bloated with ego, resentment, or entitlement. A heart that is full of itself has no room for God in it. Take that for a moment. A heart that is full of itself, full of bloated ego and resentment or entitlement, unforgiveness, has no room for God. The Bhagavad Gita names 4 kinds of seekers who come to the divine: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and the one seeking knowledge of the absolute. And then Krishna says something astonishing. Of these, the one who is full of knowledge and always engaged in pure devotion is the best, for he is dear to me and I am dear to him. Not because God plays favorites, but because the one who seeks God for God's own sake is the one whose heart is most open, most empty of self, most ready to receive. If you are constantly seeking after God and the knowledge and wisdom in which your God can bestow upon you, you're emptying yourself, and you are the ones that draw near to him. So he will draw near to you. With that, we've got 2 songs to play. The first one is Forgive as You Forgave, which Paul spoke about when writing to the Colossians again, bear with each other and forgive whatever grievance you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Who are we not to forgive when we are already forgiven for the most heinous of crimes? You may say, well, I never stole anything. But if you lusted after something that your friend or your neighbor has, lusting not in a sexual way, but a want, a craving for what they have, that is thievery in your heart. You have already stolen the joy from your friend or your brother, your neighbor. You can say, well, I have not murdered anyone, but Jesus said while he walked on this earth, if you have hatred in your heart for a friend, a neighbor, a loved one, any one of your brethren, you have committed murder in your heart. But if we draw near to God, God will draw near to us, and we won't have those moments of falter. The closer we draw to the divine, the less that we live in this material world and have those struggles with sin. So forgive as you are forgiven. It's our next song, Forgive as You Forgave. Sorry, TikTok streamers. My other fans cannot hear the music if I don't share the screen with them. So we're going to do that real quick.
I've carried stones in my pockets. I've carried fire in my bones. I've held on to every grievance like a kingdom of my own. But you call me to surrender what resentment cannot save. You say bear with one another, forgive as you forgave. Forgive as you forgave. Let the bitterness be broken. Let the wounded heart be brave. Forgive as you forgave. Let the river wash the story. Let the soul be unafraid. Forgive as you forgave. Black elk spoke of holy centers, where the heart stands pure and bright. But anger clouds the vision, and revenge puts out the light. The prophet said the strong one is the one who softens rage. So I lay down every weapon, every war inside my name. Forgive as you forgave. Let the bitterness be broken. Let the wounded heart be brave. Forgive as you forgave. Let the river wash the story. Let the soul be unafraid. Forgive as you forgive. Let the drumbeat of compassion be the rhythm of my days. Let the wind of sacred mercy blow the ashes far away. Let the tears become the healing. Let the healing be the way. Teach me, Lord of every nation, to forgive as you forgave. I release what wants to find me. I release what caused me pain. For the heart that learns forgiveness is the heart that lives again.
The heart that learns forgiveness is the heart that lives again. Now we're going to go into our next song, which talks about the four seekers from the Bhagavad Gita.
Some come in sorrow, some come in need, some come with questions only heaven can read. Some come for wisdom, some come for peace, but you welcome every seeker to the place where longing cease. Every path is holy when it leads the heart to you. Every cry is sacred when it rises from the truth. Tirnani priya virare, who seeks you for your name alone. O Lord of all devotion, let my heart become your home. The distressed and the desiring, the curious and wise, all are held with mercy in the shelter of your eyes. But the one who seeks your presence more than blessings you can give, you say that one is dearest, for in me they truly live. Every step of longing is a step toward your embrace. Every breath of yearning is a whisper of your grace. So Nani Priya, one who knows me as the only one. Oh Lord, beyond all longing, let my soul in you be done. on fire. Lead me, Krishna, into union, into pure and true desire. So I come not for blessings, not for answers, not for signs. I come only for your presence, for your heart to rest in mine. Janani Priya, beloved one, who seeks you for your name alone. O Lord of all devotion, let my heart become your home. Janani Priya, beloved one, who seeks you for your name alone. O Lord, beyond all longing, let my soul in you be done.
That was Four Seekers, in remembrance of the Bhagavad Gita, which names the four kinds of seekers who come to the divine: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and the one seeking knowledge about the absolute. Again, Krishna says something astonishing. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and always engaged in pure devotion is the best, for he is dear to me, and I am dear to him. Think of your loved one. If you have a significant other, they are dear to you and you want to get to know them and spend time with them. Same is true with your divine. That's all that the divine wants, is to spend time with you, to be close to you, to get to know you better, and have you get to know him. When we come to the priestly laws of Leviticus, those strange ancient boundaries around holy food, no non-priest shall eat of the holy. A tenant or hired servant may not eat the holy. These laws sound harsh to modern ears, but their purpose is not exclusive, it's in reverence. They remind us that some things are not for consumption. Some things are not for appetite. Some things are not for the ego to grab and devour. Some things are holy simply because they belong to God. In some cultures, they have altars where they put food out for their loved ones, their ancestors. They don't eat of that food. They leave it for their ancestors. This is the same concept here with the priestly laws with the Levites. When the food was put to be on the altar or in the sanctuary, in the Holy of Holies, being presented to God as a sacrifice, they were not to eat of it unless they were a priest. When the Quran echoes the same truth with crystalline clarity. Hearken, it is to Allah alone that sincere obedience is due. Surely Allah guides not him who is an ungrateful liar. Sincerity, devotion, purity of intention, these are the real priestly garments in which we are to put on. To be sincere, honest, to be devoted to what we are doing, which is to spread the word of the divine and the purity of intention. These are the true tithes. These are the offerings that no one can counterfeit. And so what do all these scriptures, the satire, Paul's forgiveness, Krishna's devotion, Leviticus's boundaries, and the Quran call to sincerity have in common? They're all asking us one question. What are you feeding? Your appetite or your soul? When we talk about appetite, we're not just talking about the physical appetite for food and nourishment. We're talking about the appetite of things around you. Those become your gods. Those become what you are devoted to. So, what are you feeding? Your appetites or your soul? Montesquieu's line about lunch and supper is not about food, it's about the human tendency to let desire run our lives. Buddhism calls this tanha, the craving that leads to suffering. The Buddha said the craving of one given to heedless living grows like a creeper, like a creeping vine. It will spread and spread and spread until it consumes the whole building, the whole soul. Desire grows when we feed it. It wraps around us, tightens, and eventually strangles the life out of us. Not because desire is evil, but because desire is insatiable. You will always be wanting more. The Tao Te Ching says there are no greater misfortune than not knowing contentment, to not be content in what you have. When we do not know contentment, we devour everything: food, relationships, attention, status, even spirituality itself. We turn religion into a buffet where we take only what tastes good and leave what challenges us. The divine's not a buffet. The divine is a banquet where the only way to eat is to surrender your hunger. The only way to participate in the divine's banquet is to surrender your hunger, yourself, your want for more. The heart must be emptied. Leviticus tells us that the holy food is not for everyone, not because God is stingy, but because holiness requires preparation. I didn't just come on here and decide I wanted to start talking about God and my love for God and my devotion. I had years of walking in the wilderness, like we spoke about yesterday. Years where I was alone and all I could do was fall before God and say, I need you. Please, please help me. In the Lakota tradition, Black Elk said, the center of the world is wherever you stand, if you stand there with a pure heart. Purity is not about moral perfection. It's about intention. It's about sincerity. It's about approaching the sacred not as a consumer, but as a servant. We are to serve one another. The Quran says it is to Allah alone that sincere obedience is due. And what does Allah, our God, the All, the Divine, tell us to do? To love God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. But first, to do that, we must love ourselves and accept ourselves as we are. The Zen Avesta echoes, purity is for man next to life, the greatest good. And Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. The pure in heart, not seeking after selfish desires. These are all in different languages from the Quran, the Zen Avesta, and the Christian teachings. 3 different languages, but it's the same truth. If God is good, seek after that. Seek to obey God. For you will be blessed if you are pure in heart in this regard. A heart cluttered with resentment cannot forgive. A heart cluttered with ego cannot love. A heart cluttered with appetite cannot worship. The devotion that draws us near. Krishna tells Arjuna that the one who seeks God for God's own sake is the one who is dearest. Not because God needs devotion, but because devotion transforms the devotee. You may not remember everything that you hear here today, but you walk away and some of the seeds of knowledge have been planted in you. And the more you keep coming back, the more you attend these meetings, the more you learn, the more that seed will grow into a wonderful flower. The more you will be transformed. The Bhagavad Gita says, "To the one who is constantly devoted, I give the understanding by which they come to me." In other words, devotion opens the door, sincerity walks through it, forgiveness keeps it open. If you come to God and have unforgiveness in your heart, go and forgive your brother and then come back. Because that unforgiveness will choke you out. The sixth scripture, the Guru Granth Sahib says, there is devotion. Where there is devotion, there is God. And the Jewish sages say the Holy One dwells with the broken and the contrite. Why? Because the broken and the contrite know they only have one to rely on. They cry out in the wilderness, please. And Elroy, the God who sees them. The Christian mystic Julian of Norwich says the fullness of joy is to behold God in everything. We keep touching on the good and the bad. In everything, God is there. When we feel tempted, when we feel tired, when we feel sick, God's still there. This morning, I was a little late to this sermon this morning, and that's because I felt sick to my stomach. I woke up and I wanted to spew out whatever toxins were inside of me. Something was trying to prevent me from sharing these words with you. But I won't let it stop me. For too long I did. But God is even in that. And just waking up slowly and I cried out, God, help me. I want to give your word. I want to plant those seeds. I want to be your obedient servant. God is in the rain and in the darkness. And it's only then that we can see the light shining. And the Quran says we are closer to you than your jugular vein. That's God talking. God's closer to us than our own jugular vein. Can you imagine? Nearness is not the problem. Awareness is. We need to be more aware that God is with us in the good and the bad. We played 3 songs, I think. We've got a couple more songs to go. We talked about the food that was not holy for eating and nearer than my vein. So we're going to play these 2 songs. They'll be our last 2 songs of the day of the service. And then we'll continue on. And then we will have our special guest speaker at the end showing support. So holy things are not for eating. Again, I have to share the screen. Starts out really cool though, huh?
There are things too holy for the hunger of the hand, things too sacred for the appetite of man. The tide is not a trinket, the offering not a feast. It belongs to the Holy One, to the altar, to the priest. Holy things are not for eating. Holy things are not for things are not for reading. I am yours by sacred right. Some things must be honored, some things must be spared, some things must be carried with a reverent kind of care. For the holy is not common, and the sacred is not cheap. It is treasure for the spirit, is a mystery to keep. Holy things are not for eating, holy things are not for gain. They are set apart for glory, they are consecrated flame. Let my heart be like a temple, let my life be like the light. Holy things are not for eating, I am yours by sacred right. Not every gift is mine to take, not every blessing mine to claim. Teach me reverence in the waiting, teach me wonder in your name. Let me honor what is holy, let me guard what you ordain. For the sacred is a covenant, and the covenant remains. So I offer you my longing, and I offer you my sight. Make my heart a holy chamber, make my life a sacred rite.
The next song is called Nearer Than My Vein. Again, God is nearer than your own jugular vein, in whatever form you choose to call that God. Because I'm not going to confine my God to a 3-letter word. I don't know about you. My God's greater.
Some say they serve the idols just to bring them close to you. But you whisper through the stillness, my nearness has always been true. No need for other guardians, no need for other names. You are closer than my heartbeat, closer than my vein. Nearer than my vein, nearer than my breath. You are with me in my rising. You are with me in my rest. Nearer than my pain, nearer than my soul. All you ask is pure devotion. All you want is to be known. Sincerity is worship, and devotion is the key. Not the rituals of ego, but the heart in honesty. You judge between the seekers and the ones who wear a mask, but the one who comes in truth is the one you never cast. nearer than my hand, nearer than my breath. You are with me in my rising. You are with me in my rest. Nearer than my way, nearer than my soul. All you ask is pure devotion. All you want is to be known. In Allah Hayadi, God guides the sincere. Make my worship honest. Make my every heartbeat clear. Strip away illusion. Strip away the pride. Let my soul be open. Let my spirit be your bride. You are nearer than my longing. You are nearer than my pain. You are nearer than my breathing. You are nearer than my vein.
Perfect timing, Academy. Mia Cat. Uh, we're going to wrap up our sermon and then show everyone your speech. Now, Paul tells us to forgive as the Lord forgave us. That's not a suggestion, it's a spiritual law. Forgiveness is the only way to unclog the heart. Imagine your heart and the arteries filled with plaque and fat and grease. It's like unforgiveness, clogging up your heart. Without forgiveness, the soul becomes constipated with old injuries, old stories, old identities. That becomes who you are. But when you forgive, you let it all go. You no longer are identified by that unforgiveness and those things you are holding on to. The Buddha said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. But you're the one who's getting burned. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the strong person is not the one who overpowers others, but the one who controls himself when angry. The Yoruba tradition teaches the one who forgives ends the war. How can a war keep going if one has no intention to keep it going? Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is spiritual strength. Forgiveness is the priestly tithe of the heart. The holy cannot be consumed. Leviticus teaches us that holy things cannot be eaten by just anyone. They cannot be consumed casually. They cannot be taken for granted. They cannot be treated as common. And here's the great mystery. You are the holy thing. You are the priestly tithe. You are the offering set apart, each and every one of you. The divine doesn't want your leftovers. The divine wants your heart. Not your appetite, not your ego, not your performance, your heart, your sincerity, your devotion. The Upanishads, Upanishads, says, when all desires that dwell in the heart are cast away, then the mortal becomes immortal. When we have no more longing or want for these material things, we become immortal. The Sufi poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but to remove the barriers you have built against it. The barriers are appetite, ego, resentment, fear. The holy is what remains when those barriers fall away. The Quran says we serve them only that they may bring us near to Allah. But God says, no, come to me directly, come sincerely, come honestly, come without intermediaries, without idols, without excuses, without masks, I don't even care what you're dressed as. Just come to me, directly to me. I want that connection with you. I want that deep, deep relationship with my holy ones. And you were created to be that. The Analects of Confucius says, hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. Faithfulness and sincerity, faithfulness and truth. The Shinto tradition says makoto, sincerity. Makoto, makoto, is the heart of worship. To be sincere, not to say, oh God, I'll change if you do this for me. Oh God, if you give me this, then I'll be devoted. That's not sincerity. That's blatantly lying to your God. Don't give ultimatums like that. Eventually, time will run out. The Gita says, whatever you do, do it as an offering unto me. This is whether you go into school, your workplace, waking up in the morning, do it as an offering to God. Sincerity is the universal language of the soul. If you go to work and you're just filled with complaining and just ugliness, you're going to spread that. Nobody wants to be around that. Pretty soon, your coworkers just don't want to come to work when you're working. Pretty soon, the classrooms go quiet when you walk in the door, if you're that kind of person. Or you can be the kind of person that goes and lives your life as an offering and be a servant to those around you with sincerity in your heart. Go to work and put on that smile that is sincere, because you get to meet new people today. You get to spread the joy that is overflowing in you with others. So what do we learn from all these voices? Manasakyu warns us about appetite. Paul calls us to forgiveness. Krishna calls us to devotion. Leviticus calls us to reverence. The Quran calls us to sincerity. The Buddha calls us to release. The Tao calls us to contentment. The Lakota calls us to a pure of heart. The sages call us to humility. The mystics call us to love. And all of them together say, stop feeding what is killing you. Start feeding what is holy in you. Because the divine is not far. The divine is not hidden. As we talked about yesterday, that veil between us and heaven is thin, and the divine is not withholding. We are just putting up barriers. The divine is waiting at the table. Not the table of appetite, but the table of the heart, waiting for you to answer. May you eat what nourishes the soul. May you release what poisons your spirit. May you forgive as you have been forgiven. May you seek God for God's own sake, not for your own wants. May you walk in sincerity, humility, and devotion. May you become the holy offering you were always meant to be. And may the divine, by whatever name you call, in whatever language you pray, draw you near, hold you close, and make your heart a sanctuary of peace. Amen. Aho. Om Shanti. Salam. Shalom. Blessed be. We end with all of these ending remarks in different tongues and different languages, different cultures, to include them all, because they are all included in the divine. All right. I'm going to pull this down. Now, my wonderful friend and sister from PT got to go to Catalyst this year. And she did her finalist speech, which congratulations and wonderful for making it. And I think your speech is, I mean, the portion that I heard already was pretty good. So let's listen to it all. Support those who help support us. She is here today in the audience. So, oh, let's share the screen. Huh? TikTok, I'm sorry. You don't get to see. You just get to see my reaction.
From Hope State College in Florida, Catherine Derival.
Catherine! Oh, she looks like a little game show host. Oh, and thank you, Kat. Breathe.
Dazzling lights glare overhead, cameras roll, and a timer counts down. The spotlight swings to the center of the stage as the host exclaims, "Welcome to the game show called College. Choose a major. Spin the wheel of tuition. What's the prize? A career or decades of debt? Rising tuition and an uncertain job market pressure 56% of students into postponing enrollment, reducing course loads, or dropping out and avoiding college entirely. Why does this matter? Because education is more than a personal investment. It is a public one that shapes the future. Philosopher Paulo Freire argued education does not change the world. Education changes people. People change the world. Students, especially servant leaders, pursue college not just to better themselves, but to become nurses and doctors who save lives, engineers and artists who uplift communities, lawmakers and activists who work towards a better future. Supporting students by advocating for the dismantling of the financial barrier that keeps students outside of college must be prioritized. Guiding them towards affordable pathways, community college, scholarships, and grants must be prioritized. When students succeed, they aren't the only ones who win. Everyone hits the ultimate jackpot, a better future.
That was awesome. And I can totally hear the passion in your voice. Very good. Like, I want to see you on Let's Make a Deal. Anyway, thank you for being here, everyone. We have almost reached the full hour mark, which is awesome. Like 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row. I don't even know. I quit counting. But it's just wonderful to be here with you and to share the joys of learning. The more scriptures I learn, the more I get to share with you. And that's what it's about. Like I was saying, everyone benefits. So thank you again for being here. This has been your daily dose of elevation, leveling up your spirit one stream at a time.